Welcome to this high-level explainer. We're skipping the standard agenda today. Instead, we'll dive straight into a grammatical tool that guarantees absolute C2 mastery. If you really want to command a boardroom or totally ace the Cambridge proficiency exam, this is exactly what you need.
Never shall we forget the impact of this policy. Such was the demand that immediate action was required. Notice that dramatic, commanding rhythm pulsing right through those words? This isn't just textbook grammar. It is a tool of pure persuasion. When you wield complex inversion, your audience literally has no choice but to listen.
So what exactly is this syntactic manipulation? Complex inversion is a fascinating structural shift. It's where the auxiliary verb precedes the subject. You'll usually see this triggered by adverbs, specifically negative or restrictive adverbs placed at the very front of a clause. Flipping the standard word order like this creates an immediate, striking emphasis. It completely elevates your entire sentence structure. We ground these rules directly in the gold standards, like Quirk's Comprehensive Grammar of the English Language and Martin Hewing's Advanced Grammar in Use. These foundational academic authorities confirm that mastering this specific syntactic rule separates standard C1 proficiency from undeniable C2 mastery. It is the absolute hallmark of a highly sophisticated English speaker. Let's see how this builds in practice. We'll start with a formal academic context. So complex was the issue that, by fronting the adjective complex with so and inverting the verb and subject, we heavily emphasize the research issue's severity. It is an elegant, authoritative choice, perfectly suited for demanding academic writing. Now consider a high-stakes corporate environment. It is only through practice that we can optimize. This is an advanced cleft sentence in action. Framing the restrictive phrase with "it is" provides absolute, laser-focused emphasis. It tells your board of directors exactly what matters. You aren't just presenting an operational framework. You are literally dictating the terms of success. What about a sophisticated conversational context? Little did he know the executive board had approved. By moving the restrictive adverb little to the absolute front of the phrase, you add a sophisticated, dramatic flair. It captures your listener's attention instantly. This builds sudden, compelling anticipation in high-register spoken interactions. Now, let's navigate a very common C2 learner trap. When dealing with compound subjects, learners often botch the subject-auxiliary agreement. You cannot say, "never shall the director and board approves," because we fronted with the auxiliary shall, it strictly dictates the bare infinitive approve. Absolute accuracy here is completely non-negotiable. Grasping this highly subtle structural detail provides a deeply satisfying moment of grammatical clarity. Knowing exactly when to deploy this weapon is as critical as knowing how to build it. Wield this confidently in formal writing. It's perfect for persuasive speeches and academic papers, but avoid it entirely in casual daily chats or just your basic professional emails. Without these strict sociolinguistic constraints, you risk sounding wildly melodramatic, or just stylistically unnatural to native speakers. To quickly summarize our core rule today, invert the auxiliary and subject after negative or restrictive fronting for commanding, high-register emphasis. Your crucial next step is to test your mastery in the interactive quiz for this module, because rarely do we realize our true linguistic power until we are strongly challenged to use it. So will you pass the ultimate test?